the record button here. And I'll give you the go ahead here. Oh, because it says we are recording. So if you'd like to kick off the meeting, Greg, I'd sure appreciate it.
Thank you, John. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Greg Maybach. Thank you for taking time out of your, I'm sure, a busy Friday afternoon to take a look at the very recent updates to Pulse Research, now Pulse Sales Tools. I've looked at these. I've been quite impressed. I think that you'll notice that they're very different to what you're used to. The methodology is slightly different, but I really think that this is a great opportunity to relaunch this program in your markets. Those of you that are on this call are already subscribed to the service, so I wanted to make sure that everyone was aware of the optimizations that John has made to the platform and to the tools, and I really do think that this could be a home run for us. John's put together a program he calls the 90-90, basically at least $90,000 in 90 days, and I don't know anyone on the call that couldn't use an extra $90,000. So, and I also like that this is not just print, not just digital, as some of our tools seem to be. This is definitely a holistic approach that really forces the ROI conversation. So rather than it's not an advertising conversation, this is about absolutely the return on the investment. It's a very cool calculator that John is going to share with you that basically automates that process. So with that, I will turn it over to John Marling, who is the owner and CEO of Pulse Research.
Well, thanks a lot, Greg. I certainly appreciate the opportunity to get together and you for organizing it, the very positive kickoff of the program together, and kind of echo what you just said, Greg. You know, as the owner of Pulse, I'll be blunt. You know, over the last year or so, I was not pleased, you know, with the results and use that the program was delivering for our clients, including CNHI. So I frankly made the decision to blow up, I mean, literally blow up the historic ad seller model and take a really solid look at, you know, what does the industry need today? What's the real world? How can we at Pulse do a better job in terms of providing a resource, you know, a program that is far more usable and much more effective for you guys? And what we came up with was Pulse Sales Tools under the umbrella of, you know, Pulse Sales Solutions that we started relaunching with our clients the 1st of January. And I am extremely proud to say that it has been a game changer. We relaunched over 100 publications for our clients, you know, around the Toronto area, the Metroland Group, NJ Advance, you know, in New Jersey, and the use and results of the Pulse program has increased significantly. That's easy to say. I appreciate the opportunity to show you the why of it. What we've done is put together a program for you that has 4 very, very important pieces. One is information about and for the businesses. Number 2 is very, very easy, effective tools for each step of engaging with the business. Just a second here. Let me mute. There we go.
I'm supposed to come. They didn't send in a call-in number with the invite.
Okay. So let me continue. I think everybody's muted now. So the third part is basic training. A lot of you have, and it's industry-wide, many new ad reps. And it's essential to get those new ad reps street ready as quickly as possible. And you don't have the time to do it. I know that, I get that. So we put together a basic training program for you guys. And as Greg just mentioned, we have a 90-90 program, 90,000 in 90 days that we guarantee. So let's go into the details. Greg asked me to keep this to roughly 20 minutes. And so I want to focus and walk you through the program. And then we're going to have, you know, about 10 minutes or whatever you need, and happy to answer any questions that you have. The starting point, what's most important, I've done over 2,000 four-legged sales calls in the last couple of years, is what's in it for your local business? What's important to them? But more important, what do they expect and demand from you? And it's really simple. What's in it for them? How can you help that local business get more customers and get more additional revenue? And that's why Pulse does a survey. We ask the same questions the survey would ask, or excuse me, the businesses would ask. Do you plan to shop at a furniture store for your furniture store? A realtor would want to know, do you plan to change or get a new realtor? Do you plan to list a property? Do you plan to sell a property? You know, a dentist would ask, do you plan to change or get a new dentist?
Yeah, some logged in.
Yeah, what dental services do you need? Okay. And then, let me do this if I might, you know, selectively mute here.
TV's not just muted, is it?
Why would somebody mute the
John,
TV?
I think we have some folks are having problems with audio.
Oh, no. Okay. What types of problems?
I saw in the chat, specifically, I think it was Bob Johnson is having some difficulty, but it looks from the participant list like he is logged in with audio.
You can hear me okay, can't you, Greg?
I can. Let's move forward. This is being recorded. We'll send it out to everyone.
The other one, they come until like 5:30, which is in. Hey, how are you? Last week we did,
I'm trying to mute everybody.
Shirtwaist Factory, or whatever was that one called, Elena? The play last year, the fire at the Shirtwaist Factory.
The play that was City did last year.
Oh, I don't know.
Who did the play?
City High School.
The city has one.
Excuse me. Who's ever speaking, could you mute your microphone, please? There we go. And Greg, can you hear me okay?
I can, John.
Okay, sorry for the interruption there. But let me just back to point here. What is critically important is that we engage and relate to the local businesses in your community. And what they look and to expect from you, the community newspaper, is help, assistance in helping them identify solutions and ideas on how they can get new customers and revenue for their business. Because as you well know, many of them are challenged because of Amazon, and it's a whole new world. So let me quickly go over the Pulse sales tool. This is brand new. This is what has been the game changer. And what Pulse has done is we put together a simple sales tool
Grey's Anatomy.
for each step of getting a new business.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Grey's Anatomy, like, is a doctor.
Okay, so
Yeah.
starting with prospecting. And then
It's
like
Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know what this plays actually.
Boring.
Greg, what I'm trying to do is mute everybody, but it's not working.
Musicals are fun though, because they dance around, they sing.
Who's ever talking, please?
Yeah.
Craig,
My back.
Yeah.
Mute your phone. What's that little icon with the video? It's got like a slash through it.
That's the camera.
What's the little green briefcase? Share, I think.
You just said please mute your phone because our speakers.
Excuse me. Who's ever talking, could you mute your microphone, please?
We're not dialed into anything.
Our microphone's on this if you watch.
There we go. Okay, so let's continue quickly here. So what Pulse has done for you is put together tools for each step of getting a new advertiser. I'm going to go over these quickly and then we'll go live and show them to you. Prospecting, but identifying those prospects who are the most, highest propensity to advertise in a community publication like yours. Secondly is engaging, and this is what's important here. Many of you have brand new ad reps, but one of the major challenges for them is starting the conversation. So we put together a teaser and a flyer that has been remarkably effective in helping your brand new ad reps start the conversation with these businesses. In addition to that, a tool to engage with a business and help that business find a solution, an idea to get more business. Presenting a consistent campaign, but showing that business what they're missing. In other words, overcoming objections like print is dead, I use Facebook, I don't have a budget. Those objections your team members hear every day. We have now a very effective solution to overcoming those objections. And then the final tool is closing. As you well know, in today's world, you're not going to win, you're not going to get it closed when you come in and it's a discussion on price. What we've done is developed a sales tool to engage the business so they realize, oh my gosh, I can do this. It's a no-brainer because all I need is just 3 customers to pay for the campaign. So that's the quick overview. Now let me show you quickly some examples that we've prepared for you. Number 1 is a teaser. Start the conversation. As you'll notice in the example right here, this is a printed teaser. It's a very simple wrap that goes around that information piece you already have.
Signed in once.
And you've got a lot of upcoming special sections. And right now today, you're taking out an information, a one-page flyer on those special sections, but that's all what's in it for you. What's working extremely well is in this example, you see a flyer, a teaser that has what's in it for the advertiser, the big number. And in this case, it grabs the attention of that insurance agent. Look at this, there's almost 6,000 households that you reached in this example who plan to change or get an insurance agent. And I'm sure you agree with me, that gets their attention. Then you can say to them, would you also know what their other dental needs are in their household? You know, for teeth cleaning, you know, for bridges, et cetera, et cetera. They're going to say yes, and they're going to want to know more. And so you've started the conversation. Ad reps love this because it's easy, it's simple, and it gives them the words to say to start the conversation. The second piece we have for you is the flyer. And what this is, it's a super teaser. It has the information, as you see here, the big number for a jewelry store, but look at there. It also has what's in it for the business. Let's find a solution together. Where can you get more? Because it has information about the opportunity that your publication, combined print and digital, can deliver in opportunities for them. In this example, wedding rings, engagement ring, necklaces. And the whole purpose is the business appreciates, they welcome this information. They say thank you. And they say, oh my gosh, I can get more necklaces. Now they know where they can increase their business. You've given them a solution, but most important, now your ad rep knows what to advertise. And by the way, we have in the Ad Seller program a relationship partnership with Metro Creative Graphics. So right in the Ad Seller program is a link to the Ad Wizard. So they can create a spec ad right then and there for a jewelry store, for instance. This is an example of the one-page presentation. It has the teaser, it has the let's find a solution, but it shows the business how few customers they need to pay for the campaign, along with the ROI and investment. That's what the businesses want. And so in just a second here, we'll create a live one-page presentation for you. And I want to reiterate, everything that I'm showing you this afternoon, everything is live right now and ready to go in your Pulse program. And Pulse is more than happy, you know, to do individual trainings, to do whatever it takes, you know, to bring your team members up to speed. I just want to make sure that you know, is very clear. We've got a great little break-even calculator tool for you that gauges the business, and with their input and participation, they realize, oh my gosh, this is a no-brainer. I can absolutely afford to advertise on a consistent basis with a CNI publication. Greg mentioned a moment ago the 90-90 program. It's a very simple, doable program for every single one. Every CNHI paper, Pulse will absolutely guarantee work with you, support with you, getting 90,000 in 90 days. How can we do that? It's based upon what our other clients have done, not Pulse, what our clients have done. And I'll show you here in a second live. It's based upon just 15 flyers or teasers per week per publication. That's easy. Why? Because what our clients will tell you in terms of best practices, they call it 3 by 9. 3 teasers by 9 a.m. each day per ad rep. That fills the pipeline. We have a client that has done double-digit ROP increase, double-digit in 2018 with 3 by 9. 3 teasers or flyers by 9 a.m. each day. That will get you 5 presentations per week based on their close ratios and success ratios and 1 sale per week. So what I'd like to do now is go into the program and show you how you can very, very quickly utilize the Pulse sales tools. And once again, these tools are live and ready to go, on each one of your CNHI Pulse programs. Look at this, right at their fingertips, on their desktop, on a mobile phone, and every one of your ad reps has a mobile phone. Envision for a second, they go on their mobile phone, they can put Pulse as a marker on their phone or an icon. They just click, and here are the tools: prospecting, engaging, needs analysis, making a presentation, overcoming objections, closing. I spoke a minute ago about the basic training. They click right here. I want to make sure I cover this. We put together a very short video for each of the Pulse sales steps: prospecting, engaging, needs analysis, presenting, overcoming objections, and closing. So it's right there at their fingertips. Going back to the dashboard, if I might, let's start out with prospecting. We've got 2 prospecting tools for you. We've got the Pulse Hot Prospects, and what's unique about this is over 500 businesses, the small businesses in each one of your communities, but it is organized by the actual results from other community publications just like yours. Because every time one of the ad reps at the over 500 publications using Pulse, and over 7,000 ad reps, I might add, every time they create a presentation, it automatically logs it. So we know how many presentations have been created for each individual business category. We know what the close ratio is, the average sale, and the sold rank. And so ad reps have told me, this is awesome because look at this. They've got a top 10 list, frankly, on the business categories that have the highest number sold across the United States. So we click here on, auto repair shop, they click on find, and let me show you this, how quickly they can create a teaser. It'll bring up a map of your own sales area. And then all I have to do is just click on the map. They just click on teaser here, and this is LCH, shop. And they, right at their fingertips, it creates a teaser for them. They can adjust, in every one of your publications, we set up the flexibility to present with anything that you sell. So you can present print and digital, which is what we recommend, and Greg said that a moment ago, the blended, or they can present print only, or they can present digital only, or they can present, a special section that you've coming up or a niche publication. So they just click here, and now they click here, and now you've got that teaser wrap. And working with ad reps around the country, they just pick up the phone and say, look, I thought you'd be interested to know we've got over 8,000 households who plan to use an auto repair shop. Would you like to know what their automotive repair needs are right now for their household? We asked them, what do they need right now for the cars in their household? Brakes, tune-ups, oil changes, alignments, etc. Would you like to know where we can help you get more business? And it's literally impossible for them to say no. Ad reps love this because it starts the conversation, it gets the business involved, and it opens the door. That's how one of our clients did double-digit ROP increase using 3 teasers a day by 9 a.m. So next, let me show you the other prospecting tool we have, and that's the geo-prospecting. And all they have to do is, I understand Joplin's on the phone here, so we just type in Joplin, Missouri, click on find, and it would default to your area, by the way. And so we just click here. And by the way, an ad rep can save their default map. They just click on the tag, they click on add, they put in their own name, they put in save, and from that point on, every time they click on this geo-prospecting tool, up comes their map from their area. But now let me show you here how quickly they can create a presentation for, and let's do a flyer this time, a cold call flyer. And we recommend, once again, 3x9. They come in, they're at their desktop in the morning, Sherwin-Williams paint, they click on that. They come down here, they click on flyer, they want to start the conversation. It's going to be a cold call. What type of business is it? It's a paint store, obviously. They click in paint, and they click here, paint store. And as quick, as fast as that, they've created a flyer to print, or they can show on their smartphone, you know, or on a tablet. But look at this, it says to help you find Sherwin-Williams Paint solutions to get new customers. We asked the questions you would ask. Look at that, over 5,500 households plan to shop at a paint store. That smashes the misperception that print is dead, doesn't it? Because now you quantify. You are showing that business what's in it for them. There's 5,500 households they're darn interested in, so they want to know more. You can also edit this in real time. So you, once again, you've got your drop-down list, you know, of the different presentation options. But here's what's really cool. Finding the solution for that business. Live with the business on a smartphone or a tablet, you can just click, and it opens up right into the research. And so you can add other products and services that that paint store might be interested in, for instance. All the various products and services, you know, that they may sell, like wallpaper, you know, for instance, et cetera. So extremely flexible in helping the business. Many times there's a gatekeeper, as you know. Your team member can't break through. This is designed to print, and let me just go here, if I might, to the print icon. They print it, and look at this. They fold it in thirds, and they can put it in an envelope, put the decision maker's name on it, give it to the gatekeeper, and it helps get through to that gatekeeper, excuse me, to that decision maker, how you can help them. It's been really, really effective at helping these get through and past the gatekeeper, particularly at legal firms, dental offices, et cetera. And so now, if I might, let me go back to the dashboard. We talked about prospecting. They could go directly and create a teaser. They could directly go to create a cold call to start the conversation. Or, by the way, this is all about speed. Your ad reps are really busy. They could just type in the name of a business right here. And let's just type in State Farm. And up would come in your community State Farm agents. They just click right here. And they can create a teaser flyer. So they could bypass the prospecting, they could bypass the engagement piece and go right in and just type the name of a business. And what's also really kind of fantastic about this, they could be on their smartphone or tablet with the business, put in the name of the business, and right there with the business, create a teaser flyer. Okay? Now let's show you how fast they can create a one-page presentation. They went out there with a flyer to Sherwin-Williams Paints. They said, yeah, I'm more interested. I'd like to advertise. Show me what my different options are, okay? So what they can come in is they can come back to their office. They can come in here. They can click on accounts. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you how fast they can set up a new account. So you just click here on new account. In this case, I'm going to show you, like, for a legal firm. So I'm going to type in test legal firm and click on add a new account. Then I'm going to click on create presentation. I'm going to create the one page in this case. And the business type is legal. Okay, we've got started change legal firm. Once again, we can select our audience. We can put in the ad campaign. And by the way, to make this, once again, very fast and simple for your team members, I'm sure you got some SMB packages. We can bake that right into the program for you. And then they just put in the products and services they want to have for this legal firm presentation. The program's smart. It automatically defaults what other ad reps have used. You click here on finish. Then they can put in competitive media. They say, well, we advertise on the radio. We don't need you. We're on Facebook. We don't need you. You know, we use an email program, or we've got our own website. We don't need you. By the way, if you're doing real estate presentations, we've got real estate websites. We've got automotive websites. We've got a great employment recruitment option for the program, by the way. They just click on finish. We can put in return on investment. And we're putting together here a $10,000, putting in a roughly $10,000 campaign. And so 50,000 would be a 5-time return. So we just type that in. We want to show them the ad readership, ad effectiveness. And by the way, once again, if you've got Metro, they just click right here and it'll automatically create a legal spec layout for your ad rep to take along with the one-page presentation. We just click on Save Presentation, and there it is, your one-page presentation. But let me just show you quickly. And this is one of the big game changers with all the new Pulse stuff is the break-even calculator. So as you see here, it takes the conversation away from, well, do you want to spend $10,000? Of course not. Well, you can target, look at this, by the way. This is kind of a tip of best practice. Every single one of your legal firms would be interested to know that roughly 14% of the households you reach are going to change or get a new will. I have sold legal firm after legal firm after legal firm making four-legged sales force by showing them the huge incidence and opportunity for wills, you know, and trusts with CNHI community-like publications. So back to the break even. We take the conversation away from price, show them how few customers they need to pay for the campaign. And so in this example here, we've got a $10,000 campaign cost. We ask them, what is the value of a new household at your legal firm? Pulse estimates around $10,600. For our legal firm, it's about $12,500. Okay, what is your cost of goods? Well, we've got to pay the lawyer costs, you know, so it's about 65%. Okay, so you make about $4,300. That sounds about right. Look at that. All they need is just 3 customers over the 52-week campaign. This is a beautiful thing because it is extremely effective in helping the business realize, yes, they can. And I'll do another example here. Let's say we're making a $15,000 presentation to a furniture store. We asked the furniture store, well, what's your customer value? About $1,200, okay? What is your cost of goods? So my cost of goods is around 60%. Okay, get the business involved. So you make about $500. Well, that's only 30 customers over a year's time. That's only 2.5 per month out of the thousands of households we reach are going to shop at a furniture store. So it is a phenomenally usable on a smartphone, on a tablet, and it's really, really effective in helping your ad reps overcome the objection. I don't have any money. The prices are too high. You know, I can't afford it, on and on and on, because it shows them, yes, they can. And then it also shows them, and businesses want this, what's my ROI? And in this case, you know, for a 3-time ROI, all they would need is just 40 customers over the year's time. And very quickly, once again, showing them how few customers, in this case, showing them what they're missing. So for example, and this is, I'm sure, pretty germane in your CNHI community, well, I'm on the local radio station, I don't need you. Well, in the surveys we asked, have you made a purchase from a local radio ad in the last 30 days? Look at this, 61% have said not. And so what it shows is that radio does not deliver, you know, the purchasing that your local news, CNHI newspapers can. And then we reinforce with, look at this, 61% of your audience purchased or got more information from an item advertised in your local publication. So that's a quick overview of the one-page presentation. And I know we're a little short on time here, and Greg asked me to show you the CRM part of the program, and I'm going to tie in the other parts to the program, the 90-90 at the same time. So we have built into the program the ability for you. It tracks every single presentation, that your team member has done. But look at this, it'll also track, and they can put in activity. So they can put in a note that, they did an email. They could put in a note, they shared a teaser, left a flyer, they got an appointment, etc. And so it's very simple in that regard, but also in addition to that, in the reporting, every time they create a presentation, it automatically records it. And so, first of all, some of you are regional managers for CNHI, this can be set up so that at your fingertips would be an overview of your regional publications, showing you in real time number created, number presented, number sold, in other words, use of the program, including last login. And it can also be searchable by any time period. You can also display by revenue generated, etc. So the bottom line is that with the program, you're able to track actual use and results of the program, but more important, you can bake right into your Pulse program specific goals for engagements, which is teasers, presentations given, closed sales, new revenue, and then overall Pulse points. Is it simple to use? Absolutely. So 3 engagements, 3 by 9 is our recommendation each week. This could be an individual goal or a team goal. And by the way, the 90,000 in 90 days is based upon the team, not 3 engagements per, in this case, per day, per day, but per week, it's very, very easy to set up for your whole team. What I need to do is change it back to the individual person. Then once you save the goals, it's right here on your smartphone, on your laptop. So you can see in real time how each one of your team members is doing to the specific goal. In this case, 15 prospects, for this week. And so in summary, what you used to know about Pulse is no longer valid true. I, as the owner of Pulse, said it's not getting the results and use that I expect and demand, for our commitment to our clients. So we totally blew up the old ad seller model, and we have replaced it, like we've seen today, with very simple Pulse sales tools. A simple tool for each step of helping you get new businesses. And I think you'll agree that it's a whole nother level of simplicity and use in prospecting with a new geo prospect, for instance, with a teaser program. If I was to make one recommendation right now to you today based upon my experience with our clients, is this engagement, starting the conversation, the teaser, the flyer. If each one of your ad reps use the teaser or the flyer, start that conversation, start engaging with the business, you would see an absolute immediate increase in your advertising and revenue. That would be my number one recommendation for you. So let me do this if I might. We're more than happy at Pulse to assist in any way that we can. Greg asked me to at the end of the presentation, leave it open to any questions. I'm more than happy to do that. I've got plenty of time. So what I'm going to do is unmute everybody. And then, Greg, is there anything you'd like to add? Anything I didn't cover?
Absolutely. If I could, I'd just like to say that I love so many things about the tool for sellers, as well as it's a great tool for sales management. But at the end of the day, any tool is only as good as making sure that the sales reps actually do use it, and that's where the management is going to come in. But I'm sure probably one of the big question on everyone's mind is, in the past, you used to come in and do market-specific research, how the data was gathered. Would you talk about how you're gathering it today and how fresh the data is?
Okay. In the good old days, I founded Pulse. We used to do a proprietary survey for each one of our clients. In other words, of their own audience, we asked the shopping behavior. Do you plan to shop at a furniture store? What do you plan to buy? What we found out, and I'll give you one example that was kind of the game changer. We have a client who's been a client of Pulse for 31 out of our 35 years. They used to do a survey for each one of their publications around the Puget Sound area. By the way, they've grown from 10 publications to now 47. They used to do a unique survey of each one of their publications, and they got comparing the results from paper A to paper B to paper C. In other words, the percentage you plan to shop at a furniture store, change a dentist, get a chiropractor. There wasn't any material difference from paper to paper to paper. And so they decided, well, the heck with that. They're not going to waste the money and buy a survey from Pulse for each one of our papers. So we did an umbrella survey for all of their publications, and very, very effective. We've got a group up in British Columbia where they've got papers on Vancouver Island, papers on the mainland around Vancouver suburbs, British Columbia North. They used to do a survey also for each one of their publications. Found out the research director did a spreadsheet, Greg, and everybody else, and put the numbers down. What percent at each paper we're going to shop at a furniture for instance. Guess what? It varied by more than 1 or 2%. And so then they decided to do a survey of their papers on Vancouver Island. Guess what? Compare that to Vancouver Island to the mainland, and mainland to the state. The reason I'm telling you this is there is such a high incidence of consistency that Pulse doesn't need to do. It's a waste of money to do a survey of each one of your publications. Why? Because time after time after time after time over the years, the survey done locally or the survey done regionally is absolutely comparable with virtually no difference to either the national data, or the Canadian data. And so our clients today either use state data or they use regional data, Greg, and it is absolutely 1,000% usable and effective for the reasons I just gave. There is no material difference between a local CNHI paper, purchasing plans, to the state data, to the regional like Southeast data or Upper Midwest data or Delta data, Delta's down in Mississippi, Alabama, et cetera. And that's the why of it.
So last question here, or actually more of I guess it is kind of a question, but then we can open it up to the group. So everyone on the call is already subscribed to the program. So just make sure that I'm clear on this. In terms of next steps, in order to take full advantage, we need to get the total audience data for each market uploaded into the tool. That includes print, digital, any of your TMC products, all that reach rolled up and uploaded. Any sales packages that you want to have available for the sales teams. We need those packages uploaded. And then we need to schedule training. The rollout training that John will do. There'll be 2 trainings, each about an hour long. One will start with sales managers so they understand how to use sales management aspect of the platform. And then there'll be a separate hour-long training dedicated to the sales reps. John, am I missing anything?
Just one thing, Greg. The other thing that we want to do before we do the launch is update the users to make sure that your new ad reps have a user account in your Pulse program. So yes, update the audiences, put in the packages, but also update the users. Okay?
There's got some questions out there. Don't be bashful. Wow. Okay.
So all of you are on YouTube, so I'm happy to answer any questions. Okay?
Well, if there are no questions, John, I would just ask that as the next step, everyone please, who is interested in taking advantage of the upgraded tool set, please email me, copy John, or just send an email to John and myself to indicate that you're ready, and then we'll walk you through, let you know all the data specifically that you need. Get you going.
Well, on behalf of Pulse Research, thank you so much, Greg. Thank you, everybody else, for the opportunity to sit together this afternoon. And more important, we'll do everything we possibly can to help and support you. And I personally am committed to delivering 90,000 over 90 days for each one of you. We can do it together.
John, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. you. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.